Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Allison with Little Black Bag Medicine. Today, I have a very special guest who is my friend Adrienne. She was promoted to team mentor with Tastefully Simple by helping people make dinner time entertaining and easy. She is passionate about bringing families, big or small, back to the dinner table. This passion started after she graduated from Purdue, then came back home, met her husband, and started her own family. This ability to work and stay home with her kids led her down the path of helping others join her in her mission, and their team promotion got them in the top 1% of all teams in Tastefully Simple. She was honored to be recognized as the top leader developer in the nation and top 10 in the nation for sponsoring. She loves spending time watching her kids play sports in St. Charles County with her husband and 2 dogs. So welcome, Adrienne. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on your podcast. You're amazing.
You're amazing. So Adrienne and I met 7 years ago now?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Through a networking group, and she had some make and takes with her food, and so I went and came home with 10 bags of freezer meals. It was amazing. And then we actually ate them, and we had food for 10 meals. And my husband are like, this is amazing. We didn't have to prep, we didn't have to run to the grocery store every night. And so I really have always appreciated Adrienne's ability to put meals together, make it fun, make it super easy, so that way we can do it over and over again. So that's why I want you guys to know Adrienne. And now that we're isolated and quarantined and can't go to our favorite restaurants every single night, what are we going to do? And that's why she's here. She's going to help us with that.
Right? Because we just had wine before the quarantine, and now we're going to have to wait to see each other.
It's horrible.
I know. No, it's sad. But we're all going to get through it by things like this, right? Zoom and all the fun stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit more about your passion and experience and expertise in meal planning and prepping. Why is it important, and what you love about it?
Well, like I said, it all kind of started, my best memories from when I was a kid are my family around the table. Because even then, as now, except not right now, we're all busy. So, well, not right now is a little different, but in general, we're all really busy. And I remember, my dad worked, nights sometimes. He got called in, and my mom worked a lot, and, my brother had stuff, I had stuff. But the one thing I remember is our family dinners. We always sat down, and it didn't matter what the meal was or how long we had that moment to really just catch up, because we all are busy, and we don't take a lot of time to say, we say, how are you? And we say fine, but how are you really? So I always felt like dinner time, that's when that happened. So when I, came and had my own family, shockingly, a man settled with this. Good for him. But when that all started, I wanted to provide that for my family, but I didn't really know how to cook. I never cooked with my mom. It wasn't my thing. So I had to figure that out. So that's kind of where it started. And it turned into a lot of the meal prepping, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so all of us want to eat healthy, and we want to get dinner on the table, and we have all these great dreams on Sunday night. And then Monday rolls around and life gets in the way, and all of that happens. So I feel like it really helped me to be able to take the time to go, here, we already have a grocery list. We already have meals. Everything's ready. All I literally have to do is grocery shop, and I'm ready to go. So that was kind of why I feel it's important, and how it became so important in my life.
And so many people grocery shop, not me, but people I know, and then the food goes to waste because we end up throwing it out, like bags of lettuce. And we have, like you said, we have these high hopes, and we get all of these fresh fruits and vegetables, and then either we forget that we have them because they're hidden, or we don't know what to do with them because we're looking at the cauliflower like, how do you make rice out of this? I don't know. It goes in the trash. So incorporating these different foods is a great way to support your health, because it helps your immune system and your digestive system to eat new things. But it makes cooking fun and helps you be creative. And then you find out you do like new foods. And your kids maybe might find out they like new foods.
That is the amazing part. That is the amazing part right there. So you hit on quite a few things, because one thing I do say is you save a lot of money when you shop with a list and what you want to do. And when you come home and prep for the week, you do cut up, they have in the prep that you should be cutting up your vegetables, and you should be having all that ready so that when you go to cook dinner, it's ready to go. You're not, oh, wait, how do I do that with the cauliflower? You've already figured that out. So we've already had that ready to go. So that's what I truly love about it, is that it gives you all of that, and it makes you prep that food so you don't throw it to waste. Obviously, it also saves you time by giving you the grocery list and the plan already made. I know a lot of us go on Pinterest and we have such good hopes. We have all these meals that look amazing and we're going to do it. And then we just don't get around to it. So when you have the grocery list with it, it helps. And also I, as your consultant, can help tailor those meals to your family. So some people only want chicken. Some people don't like mushrooms. And it seems like you can't have a recipe because something's in there. But what I also show people is that you can swap anything. You can leave things out. You can do lots of different things. And I promise you, I was not that way. I didn't know how to cook. When people are like, look at you, Rachel Ring. And I'm like, oh God, no, I don't, what, me? No. But the more you do it at home, the easier and the more comfortable you get with cooking. And then it does become like, oh, I can just leave that out, or I can throw this in instead. So it is kind of nice when you start doing that. And also, like you said, with kids. So I'm going to get on a little kid kick for a minute, because we're quarantined. Guess with who?
All together.
We have kids everywhere. So I kind of want to hit on the kids side aspect of this a little bit, because I have worked with so many families with picky kids. They all start, so many kids start out picky. They're literally just eating chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, right? And so I have a few pointers to try to help you get through that. And especially right now with the quarantine, this is super helpful. So one thing I do is, from our meal kits, I'll pick out ones that seem kid friendly, but maybe have a couple extra little things in it. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's like a high-end mac and cheese or something like that just has a little bit of stuff in it, but it still kind of looks like what they're used to. Or they love chicken, so let's just not bread and fry it. Let's try it grilled, or different things like that. So I put out like 4 options, and I let my kids pick them, which ones they want to make. And you notice I say they. So once they're old enough to even help a little bit, like let them help measure stuff, whatever it is, because when kids are involved, they're going to feel a part of it and be more likely to try it. So also, when they do this and they help you, you got to give them lots of pride and praise when it's delicious, because then they're like, oh, look at me, I can cook. And then they want to cook again. So this helps them to eat better and start trying new things, because you're giving them only 4 options. So they kind of have to pick one of the 4. And a lot of times they're going to be like, none of them. And you're going to be like, well, we got to have one. So pick one. And then the other thing is, I found an app called Privilege Points. So right now, while we're quarantined, it basically, you can assign different points for kids doing stuff that you would like them to do. So this can also be chores. This can also be leaving mommy alone for 5 minutes, whatever you want it to be. So any one of those you can put on there. But I've had a lot of people with food do that. So if you try this, if you eat half of your food on your plate or your whole plate or whatever it is, I'll give you 10 points. And since right now all kids are just wanting to be on devices or watch TV or whatever, you can set up a structure where 10 points gets you 10 minutes or whatever you want that to be. You can make that look however. And it's an app, so it's kind of a fun thing that they can grab these points and then use their points for what they want to use them for. So this is yet another way to kind of get kids to go outside their comfort zone and try some new things, because one fact that I always have to inform everyone is that it takes your taste buds 20 times of tasting something before you actually know if you like it or not. So for 20 times, you might think you don't like something, and then, oh, you do. So really getting the kids to try stuff more than once. My kids always say that, oh, I hate Brussels sprouts. And then just the other day, my daughter's like, oh, these aren't as bad as I remember. And I'm like, so you just have to keep trying. So those are some of my little ideas for the quarantine children and how to get them, like we said, life skills. So this is a life skill. So having them make you lunch and dinner is what I do. And then I get to eat and I'm teaching them life skills. So it works out beautifully.
I love it. And my daughter is not a picky eater. She's eaten everything that we put in front of her. My son, when he had pandas and got really sick when he was like 18 months old, stopped eating completely. So I think we understand picky eaters more than anybody, because we've lived with it personally. And I mean, I paid baby Jake $1 to eat a piece of chicken like a couple months ago. Like, it's okay, because like you said, whatever you can get them to eat, and keep trying it and keep trying it and trying it in different ways and new ways. And if they're involved, they have that personal connection to it, rather than being forced to eat something that doesn't even look. If they understand the process and they see the work and they feel like they put in their energy and love into it, they're going to be more likely to eat it. And I noticed that when we let baby Jake help with cooking a lot. And he's about to turn 8. So he got $1 and he gets to eat food that he wants to eat. So we don't judge here. There's no judgment.
No,
right?
definitely. Hey, if you can get food in their mouths that is healthy, it's fine, however it happens. Well, I mean, there might be some limits, but in general, no judgment.
One piece of chicken, one bite of ice cream, one thing, whatever you got to do. It's good.
Whatever you got to do. Whatever. Hey, that's dairy. It's fine.
So tell me, so I've been to some of your classes and make and takes essentially. And what's fun is that I knew quinoa was cool, but I've never made it. And because I was scared to, because it seemed really intimidating, but I told other people to cook it. And in that meal kit, they said, go get some quinoa. And I learned that, first of all, it's not intimidating. It wasn't scary to cook quinoa. It wasn't involved at all. So tell me and tell us a little bit about, what does it look like for your class and how you teach people? So in your kits and what it looks like, because you keep saying shopping list. So tell us a little bit more about how you work with your clients, whether individually or as a class.
Yeah. So basically we have 5 different meal kits, every catalog. So we're constantly rotating ideas and getting new ideas and keeping up with the trends. That's what I love about Tastefully Simple too. It's all about what's trending right now. So what foods. So they keep up with that too. And basically when you get a kit, you have all the products. So we give you the flavor. And that's one thing that I think people definitely have to understand is chicken with different good seasonings. Notice I say good because I mean natural seasonings without a bunch of additives. So really watch that too. But when you do that, you could have chicken 5 nights in a row and it never tastes the same. So a lot of the flavor is what I think people aren't used to cooking with when you say things are intimidating. And so what I love about our meal kits is basically they give you a grocery list for the first 5 days, and then they have 5 meals and side dishes for those first 5 days. So it's very easy. Like you said, there are things in there that you might be like, oh, what is that? Oh my gosh, what do I do with this? So me as the consultant also helps people through that. Like, hey, it's not a big deal. Or, hey, watch online as we do this meal making from home so that you can see everybody's in the same boat as you. Like we've had people spilling stuff and laughing. And I mean, it's fun, right? Like we're all just trying to cook and it makes it kind of social and not feel like a chore. You're just having a good time. So you can make all of them freezer meal. So you could make them all and freeze them, or you can make them day by day, whatever your preference is. I've noticed different people are different. Some people need the accountability of we're all getting together. We're putting them in a freezer meal form and then we pull them out and we eat them, right? Other people are very good with, hey, I like cooking every day. I just don't know what to cook. So we also help with that. We help bring in the new flavors. Like right now, we just got an orange chili sauce. That's amazing. Ooh. Yeah, it's really good for barbecuing and different things like that. And we have CC cilantro, which is great, right, with the trends. And they show you all the different things you can do with it. Like last night I had grilled shrimp with CC cilantro on it, and the shrimp tasted completely different than shrimp I've had before. So I think a lot of people, that's one thing I really like to show them is that the flavor makes a huge difference. And again, right now with the quarantine and not being able to go out and have all those different flavors, I think this is a perfect time for people to see that. And in-home cooking also, like, when you make things at home, you can control what's in it. So at a restaurant, they use oils. You don't know what oils. We can use a healthy avocado oil, and you're probably using like half as much as they are. So you're still getting the flavor and you're still getting the meal, but it doesn't have, as much of the salts and butters and fats that they provide. Even though it's delicious that way, you'll realize it's delicious at home too. And I also try to keep up with trends. Like I'm having an Instant Pot meal prep class because a lot of people just want Instant Pot, and I'm working on an air fryer one. I'm still working. I'm intimidated by things too. I'm working towards the air fryer next. I got through my Instant Pot and I use that all the time, and now everybody's air frying. So that's my next big venture. But I just, like you said, I want everybody to understand that it seems intimidating, but I promise when you start making stuff, you'll be like, wow, these veggies are delicious. And all I did was throw a little avocado oil and a little of the seasoning, and that's all it took to make them taste different. So that's a huge thing. So
I love
that's
it.
what I enjoy. Yeah.
And especially with food sensitivities, and I'm telling my patients, well, you can't have eggs because you're highly sensitive. You can't have this, you're tested for that. You can take your ingredients, you can take your recipes and trade in and out. You're not stuck. You're not stuck with just eating plain chicken. Like we can do a lot of different things to make it taste different, to make it exciting. So you're not bored cooking. You're not bored eating. And then going for things like just eating ice cream for dinner. Like we got to be able to still eat healthy and still protect ourselves with good food for our health, but also for our family and our money and our time. And I'm just so excited that you can do this for people. And I love that the spices too come in like the shakers. So you don't have to buy like 15 different things to get just that cilantro taste. Like
Right.
It's pre-made, it's ready to go, and you can put it on so many different things that you just have this wide range of opportunity to try new things, vegetables, different meats, different fruits, like in different cooking styles. It's really awesome.
Yeah. And like over 85% of our product line and all of our seasonings are the TS Eat Well, which for us means there's no added colors, there's no preservatives, there's no artificial flavors, no MSG. So it really is what you want to be feeding your body with. But like you said, they're all already together. So, and when you go online, you can say, I want a side dish made with the dried tomato pesto or whatever, and it'll bring up what we have, all the recipes we have doing that. So even if you kind of want to break off the meal kit and try your own thing, you can do that too. So I've even worked with chefs who love to cook, and just, again, the flavor profile of our seasonings are what people enjoy. So I completely agree. Yeah, it's exciting.
I love it. Is there anything else that we've talked about so much, but is there anything else that you would like my listeners to know about either you or tips or tricks for cooking or Tastefully Simple?
Well, I would just say that one thing that I Tastefully Simple rolled out a reset. It's called a reset. And so for 14 days, they gave us breakfast, lunch, and dinner and 2 snacks, like recipes. And we still have that kit. And it was amazing when I had a plan for every single meal, how healthy I ate and how on target I was. And also by eating all fresh and mostly proteins, it is one that cuts out carbs, but for my family, I've also deviated it to add carbs, like when it calls for zucchini noodles, you can add regular noodles too. There's a lot of different ways. And I show that on some of my cooking and my Facebook. I show how you can make one meal and tailor it to different people. But what I really enjoyed about that is when you start eating healthy and when you really take the time to eat fresh, I mean, I had more energy. I used to be like a toddler. Every afternoon I needed a toddler nap. I needed to like snuggle in, and now I can get through that. And it was just amazing to see how I slept better and all of that. So I do enjoy being able to share with people that aspect, that when you start eating healthier, it's amazing how you feel, how it changes the way you feel. And so even though in the beginning it started as just, can I feed my children? Because I don't know how to do that. Now I'm just like, I want people to be able to eat with their families, but eat healthier because then everybody feels better. So that's kind of what it's deviated into. So cooking really isn't hard. It seems so hard and we all think it's going to be hard, but I promise I have videos of my kids since my daughter was 6 making these meals, and it is amazing how the flavor is there and it tastes delicious and gourmet, but you're just cooking it at home, which is awesome.
Right. I love it. So how can people find you? Website, Facebook?
Yes. So I have a Facebook business page, and I also have a VIP group. So if you're really looking to participate and share recipes and see recipes, sales that we're having, all of that, that's my VIP group. My business page is more my cooking tips too. Like I just did spaghetti squash in the Instapot and it took 8 minutes. Like I wanted it last minute. And I was like, that takes forever in the oven. What am I going to do? Oh, Instapot. Yay. So I share all that kind of stuff on my business page. So I'll give those to you to share with your listeners if they're interested. And then I also have a website. It's www.yoursimplemeals.com. So that's a great place to go. And I'll also give a coupon code for $5 off of a purchase to you to share with them as well, because I appreciate your time and you inviting me here, and I love your pretty face, so thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And are you going to be doing any virtual meal kits?
Yes.
Over quarantine parties?
Yes. And I have a feeling those are going to pick up too, because I have a lot of people requesting them. So almost every month I do a reset group. So I get a group of people together so we can kind of be in a Facebook group and encourage each other throughout the 14 days. And then I also have an Instapot cooking class coming up on April 1st. And like I said, I'm working on an air fryer one, so that should be coming up shortly. And in my VIP page, my daughter and I just opened our grilling kit, and we just started doing some of those grilling meals as well. So I try to keep everybody to see different deviations and how easy it can be just through us cooking as well. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. It was good to see you, and I appreciate it.
Good to see you too. All right, everybody, make sure to check the comments for Adrienne's info for her website so you can get that kit discount, and join us for a class so you can have some awesome meals prepped for your week.